Welcome, my friends, to the Daddy channel where we talk about issues, world issues, news, and everything else. But you clicked on the video. This is a fragrance video. This is the last one I think I'll ever do. I didn't want to leave you ladies out. Ladies are certainly very important, and I promised y'all that I would. So, I think a lot of ladies don't get good fragrance lists. I don't want to focus too much on that, but there's not a lot of lists out there for the ladies that really help you and really understand which fragrances would be good for which. So as far as recorded in 2022, these are some of the best values and the best stuff that you're going to be able to get out there. So get your nose on this stuff, ladies. And I did want to make some suggestions for you before we do jump into that list. If you want some gifts for your guy, fragrances that he probably doesn't have, and you want to leave a good impression, and maybe you want your guy to smell more confident around you, or more masculine, or just, plain good. Don't forget about Fan Your Flames by Nishane, beautiful tobacco, then have some sweet coconut in the dry down, and that warm, kind of almost spicy cedar. Don't forget about Blackmail by Kerosene. If you love those dark, mysterious, but yet sweet vibes, Blackmail is wonderful. Cowboy Grass by Diaz and Durga, or you could go for Bow Makers, but Cowboy Grass has this unique wet green vibe to it, and such a fantastic fragrance, absolutely worth trying. And Bow Makers is fantastic too, again by Diaz and Durga. So let's jump into the fragrances that you want, ladies. That's just for you. The first little section I wanted to introduce to you is the budget section. Some of y'all are like, well, there's no affordable fragrances for the ladies, or nobody seems to talk about it. Well, there's a few good ones. Green Tea and Cherry Blossom by Elizabeth Arden is $15 or less, sometimes close to about $10. Not the highest quality fragrance, but it is a great fragrance for the office, relaxing, out and about. Never offensive, never too loud, it's not intrusive at all. Green Tea and Cherry Blossom is pretty simple, but pretty easy to love. It's a good fragrance for the money. Another one is Fancy by Jessica Simpson. Yeah, it's a celebrity fragrance, but it kind of works, and there's a few out there, and this is one of the ones out there that's actually pretty good for what it is. But let's jump into the rest of the list. The next one is Fun Carefree Fragrances, or this fragrance in particular, Rose Vanille by mancera. This one, to me, oddly reminds me of like cherry, or like a strawberry syrup, but it's fresh, it's inviting, it's carefree, it's has again this sweet wetness about it, and just can't go. It's hard to go wrong with it. And if you love roses, this might be one of the ones you need to try. It's bombastic. It'll definitely get you noticed. So for fun, carefree fragrances, you're not trying to be particularly attractive or get noticed out there. But in that attractive, sexy way. Well, but this fragrance, is really nice for that. The next section is Suave. This is the Suave fragrances. This is for you fancy ladies. Maybe you have the platinum hair. Maybe you love to wear the silver. Maybe you like the fancy cars. But you keep it kind of down low. You don't have to speak a lot. But you're fancy out there. Maybe you wear those black sunglasses all the time. Moscow Mule by Juliet Has a Gun. Again, not a very particularly loud fragrance, but it's kind of boozy. It has a distinctive, almost cashmere vibe about it. Moscow Mule is certainly, I think, a must-try for every lady. It's not the most floral fragrance. It's not the most fruity or fun. This one is a little bit more laid back and almost a little bit dirty. I wouldn't say grungy, but it has this almost this ambiance of like a noisy background or a noisy city to Moscow Mule. So certainly worth trying for you ladies out there. The next section is Royal and Smooth. The ladies who like to wear the velvet, or, like a royal blue dress. This is Shalimar Soufflé Intense by Guerlain. Certainly worth trying. It's, in my opinion, one of the best flankers that was ever made. Yeah, it did go away from the original Shalimar quite a bit. And, for you vintage lovers, still seek out Shalimar and all the vintage iterations and formulations. But the Soufflé Intense for the modern nose and the modern person, this has got to be, in the designer world of things, maybe one of the smoothest fragrances ever made, and it's for the ladies too. So it's fantastic. So if you love that full, smooth, velvety texture to a fragrance, it's attractive. It doesn't change a lot, kind of linear, but fantastic fragrance. If you're like, I love to smell royal, but I'm a little bit more special than just smelling smooth. I want something a little bit more fun, a sparkle. Maybe you want to smell like the angel. Hey, try the Shalimar Soufflé Lumiere, de Lumiere fragrance. Absolutely worth trying. So next one I wanted to go to was cozy. You might say to yourself, I'm not a royal lady, or I don't want those posh vibes or anything about that. I just want to smell cozy. Maybe you love coffee. Intense Cafe by Montal. This is one of the best-selling niche fragrances, especially for the ladies out there, for very good reason. If you love that coffee smell, being cozy, you want those sweater vibes, Intense Cafe is very, very nice. It does have some rose, and the rose actually overshadows the coffee. So there's no aggressive anything like that with the coffee here, but it's certainly very enjoyable. And if you want even stronger coffee, there is a Ristretto version. Not as accessible or available, a little bit more expensive, but Intense Cafe, Montal, a good one. The next section is Out on the Town. Now, I would have recommended Dior Homme Intense. That was one of the most attractive fragrances, I think, for going out on the town with some leathery vibes, with a little bit of sweetness and that iris, and it was clean, but yet had something different about it. But Dior Homme has really messed everything up. With their fragrances. I guess you could still go out there and try Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme Parfum, the new batches, if you can get your nose on it. But they messed everything up, and they're cheating people, so I don't recommend the Dior Homme line any longer. I would go for the Les Esvel L'Eclat. You could go for any of the Les VS Belles by Lancôme. I would try them all. See which one works for you. The Eclat is a little bit sweeter. It also has a unique booziness about it. It's very, very loud. So if you do want to get that attention going out on the town, and you want to be a little bit playful, but do and get noticed. It's not dirty or anything like that. It's just fantastic, and I highly recommend this fragrance. Also in this section, you could go for La Nuit Trésor à la Folie. I think that's how you say it, if you like something a little bit more on that tuberose kind of cherry side of things. Also a little bit provocative. That one has that little bit of that high heat energy, breathing heavy, maybe going to a party, with the lights, the red lights, if you know what I mean, a danger zone. But anyways, let's go to the next one. You say, maybe I'm not a lady like that. I want to be classy. I mean, I want to be approachable, but I also want to be classy. Why not try Noir Extreme Ladies by Tom Ford? This one is also very unisex. Guys, I've told the guys it's a very attractive fragrance, and ladies too. You can get very close to somebody with this fragrance. Also, a Cabane by Yves Saint Laurent, also very good for that. But that one's very soft, even though it's a fantastic fragrance and could really work in a close encounter situation when you're laying next to somebody. But Noir Extreme has a little bit more performance than that. Again, not the strongest fragrance, but has this coffee note, I think they call it. It's this unique kind of Middle Eastern, almost like a coffee vibe, but like with a vanilla bean kind of aspect. You got to try it to understand what it actually smells like, but try it out. Noir Extreme by Tom Ford, still one of Tom Ford's best. I don't hype up everything, and they change a lot, but I don't think they're going to discontinue it anytime soon. I certainly hope that they don't. The next section is opulence. Maybe you would say, I am that fancy lady, but I want to be even fancier. Being royal and smooth is not good enough. I have to smell like I'm wearing the golden dress. I am the queen, the princess, whatever. Okay. I'll go for Le Parfum by Elie Saab. There's a couple different versions of that. There are also other Elie Saab fragrances that are extremely popular for good reason. But again, the Le Parfum is never really too loud, but it speaks. It speaks softly almost, but in a very fancy, elegant way. So I really like that one. I certainly would try it. Another one, if you love that Chypre element, that golden Chypre, Arrakis by Tenzio Terenzi is a fairly a newer release. This one is a bit more expensive, but I did want to mention it. One of the best tonka beans I've ever tried, but it still somehow works with a Chypre and has a little bit of that golden, dry, almost spiced vibe to it. Fantastic fragrance. And if you also are a vintage fragrance hunter and you want to go for something very expensive because people are going to overcharge you, you probably have to pay something crazy right now. And I hate speaking about this because the people price gouging you on eBay, even if you could find a bottle, probably these days would charge you like $500 because there's some people out there who do really love this fragrance and know about it, but not everybody does. Sahara Noir by Tom Ford. Had to mention another one, certainly worth trying if you do want that opulent vibe, and also feel like you have you're wearing something that not everybody knows about, and not just everybody's going to have their hands on a Sahara Noir. So let's go to the next section. Girly. You might say, I just want to smell like a lady, or girly. I just want to have fun. You know, girls just want to have fun. Dior Poison Girl is fantastic. So there were some naysayers on the Poison Girl. It stepped away from the original, Dior DNA, but Poison DNA. But as far as designer fragrances go, Poison Girl was one of the best and still is. I heard rumors that's discontinued. Maybe supplies drying up. If you love girly fragrances, you got to try it at least. Flower Bomb is still out there by Victor and Rolf. Still a very, very nice fragrance for just smelling girly, just having fun. It's floral. It's hard to dislike. Another one is I would go for the Parfum Intense version of Mon Guerlain. Now there's quite a few different flankers of Mon Guerlain I think now, but I would go for the Parfum Intense version. Also, maybe the best designer cherry fragrance. Not super heavy on the cherry, but still a good amount of it. I know some of you ladies out there like that. So again, very playful, kind of feminine vibes with cherry. Guerlain Eau de Parfum Intense. The next one is Party Girl. Maybe you want to say, I want to smell more than just girly. I want to be the party girl. I want to go out there and have some fun. So I included this section. I would have included Black Opium. Now, I don't know if it's really been reformulated, but I've heard that it's been weakened, maybe diluted. Go out there. Maybe you can find a good bottle, test it, sample it, see what you think. You might like how strong it is. You might want more strength. I don't know. Black Opium is still pretty good in my book so far. But maybe give another fragrance a chance. This one is called Les Interdons, the Eau de Parfum, the Rouge version, and this is by Givenchy. So maybe go to a place somewhere like Fragrantica and click on Givenchy and search for this fragrance. And it's wonderful. It's provocative and certainly worth trying as well. So the next section is, section is Little Miss Perfect. And I wanted to include this fragrance because I feel like so many fragrances are really loud or overtly floral or bombastic. And some fragrances, somebody out there wants something that just smells nice. And but you don't want to shout. So Petite Chérie by Goutal. If you're it's a little bit more expensive. Not everybody knows about it or can get their hands on it. But if you want everything that's just right, Petite Chérie is a nice feminine fragrance and very, very charming. If you ever let anybody get close enough to you with that fragrance, it's a little charmer. So the next section is the secret section. Now for you people who waited around for the backstage exclusive service, thank you for being a friend and sticking around to the very end of the video with me here today. So you got Venom of an Angel. Did want to mention this one real quick. You know how much I've loved this fragrance. I tried it. It's actually been on back order for like almost a year, I think, on Lucky Scent. Again, I don't know how much influence I have on that, but supposedly the new batch or the new bottles are supposed to become available in February. Again, I'm not getting a kickback. I just happened to notice that when I was revisiting and looking over information again. So I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm not sponsored by anybody like this. So anyways, the next fragrance is Une Nuit Magnétique by The Different Company. Now, this is for y'all who want that fresh blueberry. There's very few fragrances that have blueberry at all. Some of them are like Bleecker Street, who do manage to do it correctly by Bond Number 9. But Une Nuit Magnifique smells like fresh cut blueberries or fresh crushed. And there's this wateriness and this dewness and a little bit of almost greenness to it. But it's so playful. And then it dries down to this like skin-like like amber. So it's very fun and then tantalizing. So if you want that fresh blueberry muffin vibe, almost a little bit slightly gourmand, like fresh baked bread slightly, and then that skin vibe. It's very attractive, and I actually like it. I'm kind of wearing it, but I don't know if I should. But try it. Une Nuit Magnétique. If you love blueberries or that muffin vibe, I don't think you'd be disappointed. So you crazy people who've stuck around with me, who are still hanging out with me, who love fragrances this much, thank you for being crazy, or just loving fragrance and just being enthusiast, here with me today. So I'm going to share with you some of the other extra special fragrances. We got some oddly addictive ones. Some ones that have a little bit of strange. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're strange if you love this, but some people do. Whisper in the Library by Maison Margiela. You like that book smell? You like smelling those old books? This captures a little bit of that in a really beautiful, attractive way. It allures you in and it brings you in. And I've seen some people who have given this a try and they've been blown away by it. So Whispers in the Library by Maison Margiela, definitely get yourself a sample. And if you're a lovely librarian lady, also that'd be the perfect fit. So the next little section I wanted to include in here, it might not be for everybody's skin, but it works. So again, skin chemistry is a factor here, but certainly one of the better designer fragrances or affordable fragrances or accessible was Angel Au Crocier by Mugler. I think it was the 2021. Double check and make sure on Fragrantica that you know that you're getting what you're supposed to or what you want. But I think it's the Au Crocier or Crossier. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it, but anyways, fantastic fragrance. A little bit tropical, but also very like modern, and has that Mugler fancy modern patchouli. It's got a lot going on, but it works on some people's chemistry, and I've seen some people blown away by it. And again, people in Fragcom aren't really reviewers, and they really don't go out there and test everything, so most of them have no idea what they're talking about. So but I helped So anyways, we need to stop but you would say the show must go on, but sometimes the show's got to end. So here's the last little section for you. L'Homme Ideal, the parfum, yeah, by Guerlain. So the L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Now this is sometimes, I think it was marketed towards men. Some people have talked about it and suggested it more for men. Supposedly, I suppose you could share it with your significant other, but this is for the ladies who don't care what a fragrance is marketed for. If you love a fragrance and you like it, of course, wear whatever the heck you want. And this is for those ladies who are very confident and are going to wear whatever the heck they want to. So you get a little bit of that Tonka vibe. It has some cherry. It has some florals, and it has a little bit of like leather. It has some interesting stuff going on, but I think a confident lady could pull it off. Not for everybody. It's not girly, but I think that it would certainly be attractive and be very confident as well with that fragrance. Be who you want to be and smell the way you want to smell. But ladies, don't be afraid of that fragrance, L'Homme Ideal. Oh, and so again, some of these I mentioned, like Noir Extreme by Tom Ford. It's actually a pretty subtle fragrance. It's not extreme. So sometimes things, they can surprise you, and the names sometimes don't really mean a whole lot. Like Dior Homme Intense, I mentioned that one. It's not a super intense fragrance. It's certainly very enjoyable for everybody. So let me know down below, what is a fragrance that ladies need to know about? Which fragrance sounded good from this list? Was this list a helpful list? I think that this is the best list that you're probably going to find anytime soon on YouTube. Maybe the best list that you can find. And I hope that not all these fragrances are going to be available forever, but hopefully this video is going to make some help some people. And again, share it to your friends or share it with your friends if they don't know which fragrances to try or which fragrances to buy, because I've done my research and I've smelled these, and these are some of the best on the market that aren't terribly overpriced. There were a few expensive ones like Arrakis by Tiziana Terenzi in this list, or that Sahara, if you could ever find it, by Tom Ford. But fantastic fragrances all around. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to explain my channel in the next video, explain my motivations, my purpose, why I'm changing my channel, a little bit of heart to heart, and talk about my goals going forward with this channel. Hope that you'll join me for that, and that you'd sub as well. I hope that you like where the direction where the channel's going. Again, my channel being called Daddy. Nothing against the ladies. Y'all know I've been very clear about that, and supportive. And again, I've shown that here today with love and support here for the ladies. Love to you, kudos to you, and respect. So again, I'll see you soon, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Come back and hit that comment section. Let me know what you thought about this list. I'll see you soon, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Peace out, and bye.